dudes! Welcome to another episode of the Bullshit Show. I'm Dad. That's Nathan.
Hey, Foods!
Not yet. Anchor Baby's hiding underneath the desk because it's funny because the cats were on the bed being sweet and going, hey guys, how you doing? And everything. Then we get the camera and the tripod out and they're like, fuck this shit, and they leave. They know. Smart kitties. Okay, what's going on in the world?
I don't know.
Nothing, right? Okay, that's it. Next time.
Hey, dudes!
Until next time. Oh, Jesus. The election. Oh, God. Still like almost 100 days until the election. It just gets more fun every day. WikiLeaks, founded by Julian Assange, who is currently living in the Chilean embassy in London, oversaw the release of emails that we know about that, of course, led to a nice one, Anchor Baby. Thank you. That led to the downfall of Debbie Wasserman Schultz at the DNC.
Boo!
Which is good. And apparently now this last week there's been 3 or 4 more high-ranking DNC officials that had to resign because of the email scandal. But of course you didn't hear much about it on the news because, well, the news is controlled. Apparently Assange made the comment yesterday that they have more emails and they're going to release these emails, and apparently the content of the emails is enough to indict Hillary Clinton for what, I don't know, being a coup, I guess, which I didn't know was illegal. Because why did they ever charge Margaret Thatcher with that? Ha! That's for you, Elliot. In other news, well, not other news, and the flip side of this, Trump is, well, still an asshole. He's done some really stupid things in the last couple of days. While on a campaign stop here in Florida, he made the comment that his campaign is unified and organized. Well, all evidence to the contrary. It's from the people who were on the inside and have quit, or some people who are anonymously talking from the inside. Apparently, it's a fucking mess. Most of the people don't believe that he can win and feel like they're beating their heads against the wall. So let's hope he doesn't have a chance to win. And let's hope this general disorganization continues, that he doesn't actually get his shit together, because that could be scary. But the polls show them neck and neck. Of course, Trump took a bounce the week before, after the convention, which always happens. And then Hillary took an even bigger bounce after the Democratic convention. But now it's starting to flatten out again. And
unlike our bank account.
yeah, our bank account, which is like, woo! Oh, that was lame! I'm not dedicating that to anybody.
Dedicate that to yourself.
Yes, I'll dedicate that to Anchor Baby. That wasn't even worth doing.
Because she's a little
And
fart.
I think I may have gotten a little more than I bargained for with that one, if you know what I mean.
You gator suyaki'd your pants.
Yes. Thumbs up for Gator Suyaki, a Chinese restaurant in Gainesville, Florida. We have a viewer, I can't remember his screen name now, who's in Gainesville. Hopefully you've been there and you've tried it. If you haven't, get there. It's on South 441, 3408 South 41, I think, if I remember correctly, from the GPS. But really good Chinese restaurant. I've been really disappointed. We've been down here 8 years, and we've searched everywhere for good Chinese restaurants in the Ocala area, and there just aren't any. Although there's one that did open up recently called Tasty Bowls, which has fantastic hot and sour soup. And but their main dishes are pretty good, not great. But Gator Suyaki, really good stuff. So if you're in Gainesville, treat yourself. In other news, let's see what's going on. there was a stabbing in merry old London the other day by some 19-year-old, which they're trying desperately to make it sound like it was terrorism, because he was a Somali national who apparently had emigrated to Norway and then came to England. But apparently the guy was seriously mentally ill, and I think that probably has more to do with it than anything. Hang on. Yes! All right! That one's for Andrew Jones. Finally got one for you, Andrew. Get on you, mate. Oh, whew, man. I may have to wipe before this show's over. But anyways, I think it's interesting. I think it shows that there's some serious budget considerations going on with ISIS. You know, they've gone from big bombings to shootings, now just stabbings. All they can afford are knives. So I think ISIS may be in trouble. Maybe not from us, but maybe it's the French that are bombing them now. I don't know. Everybody's picking on ISIS. Fuck them, the little pricks. But yeah, the guy was seriously mentally ill and went on a stabbing spree. And ironically, the person that died, there was one person that died, 5 or 6 injured. The person that died was an American. So, how ironic, you go to London and then get killed. So, like I said, they're trying desperately to make it sound like it was terrorism, just because it sells better and it scares people more. And it justifies the English police cracking down on people, you know. So, human rights, you know. Anyways, Hurricane Earl continues to spin.
Actually, as of 5 o'clock this evening, it is currently a
tropical storm. Earl continues to spin across the Yucatan Peninsula. However, I just got a notice a couple minutes ago that it's now edging towards the Bay of Campeche, which is the warm waters of the South Gulf of Mexico, and may pick up some strength. So it may return to hurricane status by the time it skips across. Depends on how far north it drifts. Right now it's on land, and hurricanes die over land. But if it gets out over the water, it'll gain strength. In which case, when it comes back and hits... actually, it's funny because right now it's over the state of Tabasco in Mexico, which I didn't know. Apparently, I guess that's where Tabasco sauce originally came from, even though they make it in New Orleans. So, I don't know if Tabasco sauce is actually from Tabasco, Mexico. But anyways, then when it comes back and heads towards Mexico City, it may actually be a hurricane.
So it can come back and be hurricane. My name is Earl.
Yes. Hi, my name is Earl. I'm here to rape your women. But the thing about it is, and there's no chance of it actually happening, but once it gets back into the Gulf, it could suddenly take a shot straight north and head right to New Orleans and kill millions of people. Probably not going to happen, but it could. It could. I mean, you know, what was the big one?
Katrina.
Katrina did something weird like that. It backed up and sat for like 5 days and just got really fat like Santa Claus. And
like an average white woman's ass.
Yeah. Well,
like us.
Yeah, like a married woman's ass, if you know what I'm talking about.
Zing.
The 5-year effect. You know that story. So anyways.
You should be the new Zing bot. Shout out to all the Big Brother fans. Hi! Sorry.
What the hell are you on, kid? One Snickers bar and this kid's bouncing off the walls. Jesus Christ.
I'm not myself when I'm hungry. So.
Okay. Let's see, what else? Oh. We went to the movies. Well, that's why we were in Gainesville, by the way, the other day. We took a trip to Gainesville because this movie that I wanted to see was only showing in Gainesville, not in lame old Ocala. So we drove 45 minutes to Gainesville because I wanted to see Woody Allen's new movie, Cafe Society. And The only other thing showing that Nathan wanted to see was, Finding Dory. So, we'll now commence with reviews of these movies. I'm sure most of you aren't big Woody Allen fans, and some of you are probably going, Woody who? Come on, the man's made like 80 fucking movies, man. You certainly have got to have seen one of them. Cafe Society was not one of his better films. Originally, I was going to give it 2.5 stars, but the more I think about it, I think it's only worthy of maybe 2 stars. It's kind of a mess. It's poorly edited. It's poorly written. It's Woody Allen narrates the film, which is the first time ironically, since radio days back in 1997. No, 1987. No, earlier than that. 91, I think it was Radio Days. It was the last film that he actually narrated that he wasn't in. So, but his narration was really bad. He sounded really old and really tired. It didn't sound like he didn't have the same pluck that Woody Allen usually has. But the man's, 84, so I don't know, maybe he's slowing down. But the whole reason I wanted to see the film in a cinema was because his rotating cast of cinematographers finally fell on Vittorio Storaro, the great Italian cinematographer. And it was very much a Storaro-esque film. I mean, it was... The only problem was every shot seemed like it was lit the exact same way. Storaro was like painting by numbers. Storaro lighting is very good, so you can't complain, but every shot started to look exactly the same. And then when he would show close-ups of what's the Twilight bitch's name? Kristen Stewart, or Blake Lively, who, by the way, Blake Lively can act. She was the best performance in the whole film. I was really surprised. I expected nothing from Blake Lively, considering her last film, she sat on a rock and got chased by a fake shark. But she was really damn good in this movie. I was really surprised. And she's hot. Wow, man. After her baby, her boobs have grown. And man, she's smoking hot. But every time you do a loving close-up of his female leads, he would put way too much diffusion on the lens, and it just didn't intercut with the other stuff very well. It was obvious. It may look better when they time it out on DVD, but it was just... And the thing that really struck me the most is it had a lot of violence in it. Woody Allen is not known for putting violence in his movies. Most of the time they're comedies anyways. But violence is usually something that's handled off screen. And in these situations, there was no reason, but there were 2 separate occasions where he showed people getting shot in the head because one character's brother was a gangster. And one of them, blood squirts out, and the other one, it was in a barbershop. The guy had a towel over his head, and blood squirts out on the towel. Woody Allen doesn't show blood. What the hell? I don't know if that was Storaro's idea or Woody Allen's idea, but it was...
Who would you like to dedicate that burp to?
I'll dedicate that burp to Nathan.
Hey, dudes.
But, so, I have more complaints than praise for the movie. In fact, as I was walking out, there was this old couple in front of me walking out, and the old guy was shaking his head and goes, it wasn't Midnight in Paris. No, it wasn't Midnight in Paris, which is probably the best film that Woody Allen's made in the last decade. But, so save your money, watch it on DVD if you really want to see it. But I just read yesterday that Storaro is booked to do Woody Allen's next movie. So, hopefully it won't be a period piece, and maybe he'll do some just normal lighting. And back off on the diffusion there, Vito, if you're watching this. Now Nathan's going to talk about Finding Dory.
Alrighty.
The end of which I saw.
Hey, dudes. Oh, Jesus. Hey, Captain Cone is back in action. Right, so, Finding Dory, is literally almost as good as the last one, or Finding Nemo. I really liked how they didn't show, like, use very many elements from the first one.
Didn't repeat the jokes.
No.
Good.
There were some fresh jokes, new actors in the movie. I believe Ty Burrell was in it, which
he played the beluga whale.
I'm not much of a fan of him, but sometimes when he's in movies, he's actually pretty good.
He can be funny.
He can be funny in movies, not on TV.
No, the TV show he's on now was a Modern Family or whatever, I think blows.
Ellen did a very good job for Dory. For once, I think I could sit and watch the movie without thinking of
her face buried in Portia's pussy.
Dyke!
Sorry.
That. I think it was a very good movie.
You're speechless.
I know.
You're left speechless.
I can't really.
I came in because of the timings of the movies. I came in and saw the last half hour of it, and it was pretty good. I mean, Pixar is
it's
the pinnacle
good.
Of animation. I mean,
the animation was very good.
I mean, 4 stars for the animation.
Oddly enough, one of my favorite things about Finding Nemo were the shots where they were out of the water.
Yeah. Although I like the underwater stuff. I love
sunshine.
The detail and the texturing and the colors and I mean, like I say, they're the Ferrari of animation. So better than I'm sure Sausage Party that'll be coming out here soon.
Nitrogen does a very good job in animation.
I don't know. Maybe Sausage Party will be good.
Right here is Nitrogen. This is Nitrogen. Nitrogen Animations is very good.
And now they're doing fuck films.
So, yes. I would give Finding Dory out of 10, maybe 9.5.
Wow.
There were some parts where it was a bit slow, and I was like, okay, you can move on now.
Was it better than BFG, or do you like BFG more? What was BFG?
Well, in Finding Dory, you don't get to see the queen fart. So,
that's true. This is true. Probably no fart jokes.
I was actually impressed on how many characters actually came back from the first movie. The turtles were in it. Although they were only in it for about a minute or two.
Yeah.
And although one big gripe I have to say is they certainly got across the ocean really fast.
Yeah.
I don't know where Nemo's home is exactly, but I think it's near Australia or something.
I think so. I thought it was supposed to be off near the Marinara Trench off North America.
Well, whatever. They certainly got to California pretty fast. And the ending seemed a bit rushed. I won't spoil anything about the ending.
They all died.
And I have to say, the after credit scene was pretty funny, actually.
Yes, it was. I didn't see that.
I'd like to see a whole movie based on what the after credit scene was. Mm-hmm. Gerald, the seal or whatever, he's the retarded seal.
The thing
was
was,
very
the
funny.
Theater, I mean, for a Wednesday afternoon, the theater was pretty full.
I'm gonna shoot it back to Dad because we're almost out of time.
Oh, okay. The theater was actually rather full, but nobody stayed for the after credit scene except us.
There were 6 people in the theater.
Was that all? No, there was a family that was behind us, and there was other people?
There was one guy and a family that was behind us.
Whatever. Nobody else stayed. Yeah. So everybody missed the after credit sequence.
Well...
Anyways, is that...
Yeah.
Where are we at time-wise?
About 30 seconds left.
Oh, shit. Well, I guess we don't do any comments. Please, send in your comments. So next show we'll do a comment response show maybe.
And also look
out
for our new show coming out tonight.
Yes, this is a plug. We're going to be shooting after we're done here. We're going to be shooting a new food-related show. So keep
I want to
give a
shout out to Kyle for the title of this, by the way.
Yes, it's
you will find out
when it debuts.
All right. So next time, ladies and germs.
Next, ladies and germs.
Hey, dude. Oh, dudes. Daddies.
Rosebud! Rosebud!